Underdog Daily with the Bad Bros, Jon and Nez, hanging out like dog app platform of the people here. We'll be talking a little baseball today. Basically running back the same slate as yesterday. Wild slate yesterday, just in terms of things that took place. I got a whole laundry list of notes to go through and whatnot. And classic eyes on fence kind of night there with what the winning lineup ended up looking like. We'll talk through that. But yeah, and then we're going to do our first double dribble of the offseason there, Nez. Double dribble dropped during our show on Monday, ? Something like that, in and around there, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, first one we're going to do on stream upcoming here.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I've done a couple so far, and little get a little lost toward the end there in terms of who's the who are the good plays, but I think we'll do okay going through our first one. Just hope we roll a 1 or 2.
Okay, yeah, just get that big taken care of. Is it a big like Joker Wemby kind of evergreen tier at the top there?
Yeah, like with the thinning out of the bigs by quantity. Yeah, it's like it's very much an advantage to have Joker or Wemby.
I mean, kind of evergreen when we talk hoops on Joker Wemby slates, and these are Joker Wemby slates for the entirety of the season.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm looking to get in there. My first kind of knee-jerk reactions, obviously we talked a little bit about it on the show the other day, like AD listed as a wing, Mobley listed as a wing, which alludes to what you're saying, the thinning out of the big position there. Because sometimes we used to get away with, some 3 or 4, even sometimes some 4 big builds where you go full punt mode, and you just kind of try and encapsulate who's going to be the Kling Kong of this year in like some of those back end big picks. I don't know, maybe that doesn't even exist this year. We'll go through it all there. And then getting familiarized with the rookies, dude, like, because this was a very strong rookie class. Darren Peterson's having a monster start to Summer League there. Summer League moving from Utah to Vegas tomorrow. So we'll kind of like talk through the intricacies of all that and some of these new rotations and trades and whatnot as we go.
Yeah. Excited to do so. Big Darren Peterson fan. Honestly, I think if there weren't concerns about his collegiate season, he probably goes 101. I think he ends up having the better career. So I'm really excited to see him, but he's in an interesting spot in Utah this year for him. The Jazz, man, people are talking about the Wizards a lot. Jazz are going to be really good.
Dude, and Western Conference low key, like, hasn't had much shakeup. Like the top 3, kind of stay the top 3. But, the Lakers probably look a little bit worse on paper right now. We can poke some holes in some of the moves that other teams have made. And then there might be more cellar dweller types in the bottom half of the Western Conference than there are in the bottom half of the Eastern Conference right now. So you could do a padding of wins there, and they could kind of be moving up a little bit in terms of like our power rankings as like back end Western Conference, kind of like our version of Portland from last year. This year's Portland might be the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, I don't know how it'll be interesting to see how sneaky of a call that is, but right now sure they are like one of my favorite teams.
Cool. Yeah, we'll talk it all through there and rip some hoops drafts. Talk about some baseball from last night there. Start with that and break it down. I saw Nez was in the streets mixing it up with me this morning there. So getting familiar with the slate here. It was an onslaught slate last night. It was that Royals and Mets game went nuke 16-12. But I joke because it's an eyes on fence kind of night when you see the winning lineup here, because Bobby Witt goes 1 for 6, I believe, but he was 0 for 3 with the bases loaded. He came up 3 separate times with the bases loaded, goes 0 for 3. And then Jack Kaggs is 1 for 6 in that ball game. So you needed all the pieces around it, but none of the superstars. So you get all these 1% owned kind of guys. And then, as alluded to in the chat here, Tyler fucking Tolbert, who is ties the big league. He had an opportunity to break it last night at the tail end of the ball game, but ties the big league record for consecutive plate appearances with a base hit and goes 12 straight plate appearances with a base hit. He homers last night. So yeah, crazy slate.
Good for him, man. I mean, that's that's absolutely insane. Can't say that I knew who Tyler Tolbert was before last night. So
sure, yeah.
Congrats to, I think it was like 8 people that drafted Tyler Tolbert last night. Sharper than me, man.
Yeah, dude was hot allegedly, but he's kind of like their modern Terrence Gore, RIP Terrence Gore, but like they're kind of like modern off the bench speedster, not as small as Terrence, but like kind of like a middle infield, right field, second base kind of like combination guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he's been up for them for like 30 games.
Yeah, he's
10 stolen bases.
Yeah, he's speedster platoon kind of guy.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at the winner from last night. I'm going to jump over to the UD tracker, courtesy of our friend Chris. Let's see here. Take a look at the leaderboard there, and there's your eyes on fence, aka the chess move, aka E4, E5, E. Okay, I'm done with it. But as you guys can see in the lineup, every ADP 36, 35, 35, 35, 32. Jack Kaggs still finds his way into this one because you get all the right pieces around it there. Lane Thomas with a monster night, Nick Lofton with a monster night, and then Tolbert, like we talked about. And then, pitching, I was wrong about DeGrom over Wheeler. Wheeler has a career high 14 Ks in that outing last night, another career night for somebody, or another big milestone last night for somebody. And DeGrom only ends up with the 10 fantasy points there, doesn't end up getting the win or the quality start, I believe. Because he gets lifted a little bit early, and then they score all the runs after he departs from the ball game there. But Robleski looked nice. Wheeler looked nice. And then my big stand of the night, Taj Bradley, looked really nice, just getting into pitching from that one. So pretty solid pitching outings last night.
Yeah, for sure. I was a little, it didn't matter because I had Andrew Abbott lower with DeGrom hires for the streak. But DeGrom getting pulled at 80 pitches was just like, yeah, you hate to see that. That was not part of the thesis.
No, absolutely not there. Before we keep going here, Nez, and talk about more leaderboard here, but I see a TM here. Is that Tyler? Because Tyler's in 4th place here. I'm pattern matching here. We got 5 gifted Badge Bros memberships. Much love, much appreciated. We're going to have some paywall shows the next couple days here, but I'm going with, because TM's always in the chat, and then I pattern match, and then whatever. But I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm seeing what's up here. I think it's Tyler.
Yeah, he just said yes.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Good
right
stuff,
on,
dude.
There you go. Best Lotto GPP night for him. So shout out Tyler there with a top 5 finish here. Raisin, Ryan, whatever. I always mispronounce his name. One of the good players on the site there in 2nd place. Lady Dies up here. Eyes on fence. And then our very own Tyler and Roofing Man, who are always hanging out as well. And Tyler with another one in 8. I knew I saw him multiple times up there getting on that Mets stuff. AJ Ewing, the highest scorer on the slate, and he has 2 of those builds in the top 4 there.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. That's a sick night. It was a crazy slate, man. Just that Royals Mets game was just absurd. You would have thought it was played in Kauffman the way that the runs were being scored there.
Yeah, sharp play here to play the Jorge Polanco. I talked about the potential of Michael Nelson Trout coming off the IL. Doesn't wind up happening. Polanco ends up coming off the IL and then sneaks into that order. So a great way to get contrarian with your Met stacks to just put in Polanco there. Polanco also yanked a home run foul, like just foul, that probably would have sent him to the moon in this one.
Yeah, man, that was a sick call. Just that would have caused me even more pain than I already had, because I had no Polanco. But
yeah,
we move.
A couple other just like macro notes from last night that I wanted to hit on. Ohtani, man, like just it's incredible. It's bobblehead night for Ohtani tonight for the 10 Ks coupled with 3 home runs performance from the World Series. But he becomes the first fastest player in MLB history to get to 300 home runs and 100 stolen bases And we're talking about a dude who's 8-2 with an ERA south of 2 on the season as well. Like, it's just every single night there's just something with him. He's the 7th fastest guy, 7th or 9th, I can't remember now. 7th or 9th fastest dude in the history of baseball to 300 home runs, and he's a starting pitcher. 5th?
I thought he was 5th all time.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
Aaron Judge, number 1, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it'll never get old. Like, we're just so bored about it, you know?
Right.
But, like, he's just so good that it's kind of impossible to really appreciate it in the moment.
Just the best to ever do it. Not on our slate, but your boy Ryan O'Hearn sets a Pirates record, 10 RBIs, 3 home runs last night. And then Paul Skeens had the greatest interview ever after. Did you see the Paul Skeens interview?
I did not, no.
I just retweeted it for the people. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Can we hear audio if I bring it up here?
We should.
Okay. I'll bring it up for the people here because my goodness, this was a great bit. Okay, let me see here. Give it the old full screen here, and then tell me if you got the audio.
No, turn it up.
I think it was kind of selfish, to be honest. Everybody else was getting on, and
start it over.
Home runs are rally killer.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I think it was kind of selfish, to be honest. Everybody else was getting on, and home runs are rally killers. You get a 3-run home run or a grand slam, and it's just like, what now? There's nobody on, nobody can drive him in. So, good for him, I guess. But no, it was
unbelievable.
Great,
unbelievable. Just deadpan home runs are radio killer or rally killers. Just such a good bit. I retweeted that one earlier. If the radio volume wasn't coming through, wish you could hear it. There you go. Well, anyways, I'll surmise for you guys. Go look it up on Twitter, but I'll surmise for you guys that he effectively just says that the home runs are rally killers. It was incredibly selfish for him to leave the bases empty for the people behind him, and it was just a very, very good bit.
Talking about Ryan O'Hearn.
Yeah,
obviously there. Yeah, I didn't know that Skeens could be funny.
Yeah, and he just does it like complete deadpan too, right?
Yeah.
Like just doesn't break character, nothing. I thought it was very, very good.
Yeah, shout out to Skeens actually being a little funny. Hopefully he can be good at baseball too.
It's so hard on your favorite player. No longer your favorite player. No. Couple other things from last night. Churio coming out. I kind of told everybody on the show there that with the doubleheader, we were going to get some funky lineups, and you end up getting like Churio not in the starting lineup for the Brewers and like that kind of stuff there, but comes off the bench when they're up like 10-2 or something like that, and hits left-handed off a position player and hits an absolute piss missile. Just a hilarious bit that William Contreras put him up to. But more, I want to just talk about the Brewers for a half second. The top half of that lineup, they got 2 of their top 5 prospects now called up there, and they were, first game for Lara last night. And then, Cooper Pratt's been up for a while, but he's moving up a little bit in the order there as well. So just wanted to put that on people's radars, that the length of that lineup getting even a little bit longer right now.
Yeah. Most of those guys that you mentioned, right-handed sticks, and that's something that they desperately needed in that lineup. So, we should definitely be on the lookout for that for them against lefties. In particular, like Bowers and Mitchell typically have been getting starts there, and I would expect those guys to hit the bench, and then probably Yelich too, with what they've got. So we'll just have to pay attention to that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, a little bit more platoon splitty stuff. I mean, that right side of that lineup's half decent now when you throw those guys in there. Like Joey Ortiz coming to life a little bit. I used to like him as like a potential like 2020 fringe candidate guy there. But then Andrew Vaughn, man, Andrew Vaughn's been rock solid against left-handed pitching too. So yeah,
Joey Ortiz's days are numbered, brother.
yeah,
they are numbered. He is
Pratt's
a
coming for
DFA
the
candidate for sure.
Yeah, Pratt's coming for the full-time job there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, dude, let's talk about the slate here. Kind of running it back similar to last night there where, I said on yesterday's show, there wasn't any like resounding standout total chalk. I thought Dodgers were a little bit overdrafted. They weren't like my cup of tea yesterday, but I understood why they had the highest implied total there. And then, it was kind of like choose your own adventure. And the game that ends up popping off was the game in which you needed with this Royals and Mets one. Unfortunately, not one that I was like heavily invested in with my lineups. But yeah, basically all the same games as yesterday, trickling down to even start time being the exact same. The only difference being some of the pitchers on the mound. And what's that resulting in? Well, a whole bunch of these flatter, unabated totals here with the 9, the 8.5, the 8s, the 7.5. You get this 10 in that Dodgers and Rockies game for the second or third day in a row there. But yeah, we'll talk about some of the weather conditions. Nothing looks bad, like anything could miss or delay or anything like that, but maybe some slight boosts to some home runs in some of these outdoor parks, mainly Great American Small Park, maybe Rate Field with the White Sox there. But yeah, just what were your macro thoughts on the slate here, Nez?
Yeah, pretty flat, honestly, and makes it kind of difficult to draft a little bit. Like, don't want to just be concentrated around the highest projecting plays when they don't look like they project all that much more than the guys, multiple tiers below them. I once again, Dodgers chalk. Gonna run that back in LA against the Rockies. It's pretty easy to do, and they'll be my highest owned stack for sure. It is what it is. Really just it's just like not a very, it doesn't look like a very high total slate in terms of run scoring.
Yeah, and yesterday looked the exact same way on the surface, and then we wind up with a 16-12 game there. So yeah, we got to try and find today's 16-12 game. But if I were a betting man, as Nez alluding to, I don't see it. I don't see one that is like the super popping game here. But yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Nothing overly popping today.
Yeah. One note on Dodgers there, as you alluded to, being chalk for the third straight slate in a row there. Teoscar was not in there yesterday. And somebody else who am I misremembering, because Tommy Edmonds came back into that one and hit fifth yesterday ahead of Kyle Tucker. So Tommy Edmonds back in the lineup. Teoscar was out yesterday. Yeah, that was kind of my only little like nugget from yesterday's Dodgers lineup.
Yeah. So fully expect him back today.
Yep. Cool. All right. Some of the conditions here, according to Ballpark Pal here, as you guys can see, Great American Small Park with a little bit of a boost there. And then Rate Field, as I alluded to earlier, a little bit of boost to the home runs there for that Red Sox and White Sox game. Target Field, a little bit net neutral. Dodger Stadium playing a little bit up for the home runs, but West Coast a little cooler than it has been in recent memory here. It's like kind of in that like mid 70s ish, 76 degrees there. Globe Life will have the roof closed. Petco Park, always marine layer, 69 degrees there. Busch Stadium, yeah, I don't know, kind of the similar to yesterday, maybe a little bit warmer in that 87s there. So nothing really popping in terms of park dynamics other than Great American Small Park, but that's where SP1 on the slate is pitching.
Yep. Yeah. Like this is really a contributing factor to nothing standing out. There's not a whole lot on the main slate here that is overly appealing. But like you said, Small Park definitely has some double bubble going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll rank out the starting pitcher for the people. Yes, no Mookie Betts last night. That's what I went brain dead for a half second. Thank you, A1 there. And then Dat Mavis saying, if you're a believer in the BVP, kind of stuff, which, BPP, the ballpark pal stuff there, you see that target field, it's looking a little more net neutral than originally there. It looks like it's changed a little bit. But yeah, it was popping the last 2 days in the simulated totals, and we kind of poo-pooed it. But, maybe today is a better spot to get to than yesterday when we look at some of those simulated totals in a half second. Nezzy, let's rank out the pitching for the people here because Chase Burns has been incredible this year. He goes up against a primarily left-handed Phillies lineup in one of the worst places to pitch on the slate. So, thoughts here on the dynamic of Chase Burns as SP1 on the slate and go from there.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Just he is the best pitcher on the slate, and this is a Phillies team that is obviously good. I don't want to act like they're not, but there's like a few guys here that will strike out a fair amount. And also there's only like a few guys that really put a lot of fear in my heart. So, it's in that's really Schwarber and Harper. And we'll throw Brandon Marsh in there too. Brandon Marsh, all-star starter. He's had a good season, man.
He's been very good this year. And people forget that Brandon Marsh, when he first came up, was like Joe Adele level prospect. Like the two of them were like that kind of like, and it's taken a long time to get there or get to this ceiling because he's basically just been like a platoon and or defense first role player in center field or in the outfield in general for like a long time. So it's kind of nice to see it all come together. It's just a evergreen reminder with baseball players that the breakout ages are not like we're accustomed to in football. Like the development curve is like so much longer.
Yeah, for sure. Got to have a little bit of patience there. Yeah, he was in that Logan O'Hoppe trade, and someone else is in that move too. I forget. Was it a pitcher?
Oh, this is gonna piss me off. I could have come up with it too. I'm better than this. It's okay. We'll look it up in a second. I can't remember.
No, or was it just straight up? I think it might have been straight up.
Straight up, 1 for 1? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought there was somebody else in there.
No, I thought you were right too. When you said it, I was like, there's someone who used to be an Angels pitcher that was there. But anyways. So I agree with you, man. Whether you can navigate the lefties in here or not, like the right tail outcomes for Burns, he's been doing it at home all year. It's not like on the macro on the whole, like it's not as stark a tier as yesterday with like we talked about like DeGrom and Wheeler kind of being like a 1-2 and then it kind of falls off from there. I don't think he separates in the same way as yesterday. I don't think he'll separate in the same way in terms of projection as yesterday, but I do think he is SP1 on the slate and the right tail is longer than basically anyone else on the slate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's at the end of the day, he's not necessarily a mega jam at SP1 because Gore is in a great spot today, but we'll get to it. After this top three, I mean, it is slim pickings. So it makes Burns, to me, pretty valuable in comparison to the rest of the starters today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like the take there. Mackenzie Gore is next up. I agree with you, man. This lineup could get a bit stronger if Trout comes back. No guarantees on that. The nice thing you could say about Mackenzie Gore is the home splits are much, much better, and the Angels strike out a ton, but the Angels are also better against left-handed pitching with a bunch of those power righties in there. I mean, the handedness doesn't favor him in the same vein, and we do know the peaks and valleys of Mackenzie Gore, but if Mackenzie Gore went like 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, like on 3 home runs, I wouldn't be surprised today, but if Mackenzie Gore went 7 innings with 11 Ks, I wouldn't be surprised either. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm pretty excited about Mackenzie Gore today. He strikes out more righties than lefties right now, like pretty starkly.
Nice.
So yeah, I do like this matchup for him at home. Yeah, it seems like he gets a nice cushion there being at home with some pretty far right tail outcomes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good point from Station 91 too, that the Phillies do strike out a shit ton against right-handed pitching, even though they have some of those elite power lefties in there.
Yeah, for sure. These two are like easily like a tier. This is like 1A, 1B, and I wouldn't fault anybody for liking Gore more than Burns, to be honest.
Cool. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Yeah, Mackenzie Gore with the slight tick in the where he's pitching department, and that's kind of they're very very stark tier here. Then we get to Kyle Harrison, man, who's been very very good this year as part of the trade. He wasn't as good last time out there. We alluded to not wanting to play him in that Arizona start because of how good Arizona has been against lefties there, but definitely some right tail here if we want to play him. It's come down to earth a little bit in recency comparative to the start and end of the season, but not as starkly as someone like Jose Soriano or something like that. But yeah, man, this Cards lineup just does not strike out. It's a good place to pitch, but when it's pushing 90 degrees and you're against a lineup that does not strike out, it's a little scary. I'm going to look into the bullpen usage from yesterday from the doubleheader real quick, but yeah, thoughts on Kyle Harrison?
Yeah, I am. I think he's for sure SP3 today.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know that I like his range of outcomes too much, just because of the matchup here. I think it's going to be kind of difficult for him to get those, rack up these Ks like he's used to. The last time he faced St. Louis, he only had 2 strikeouts. So like just little BVP there. And St. Louis just doesn't strike out very much. So I do worry about that for Kyle Harrison. But the one nice thing you can say is that he is still, like, all his numbers still look really strong. I'm not necessarily too worried about regression here, but right-handers have beat him up in the last few starts. But he's not walking anybody. He still has a high K rate. So he still looks pretty elite. Just that last start against Arizona, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But 72 pitches, couldn't get out of the third. Doesn't look good. He's totally SP3, but I don't necessarily love him against the Cardinals.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that take. Highest strikeout rate on the slate at 30 point something. I just lost it. 30.6%, highest on the slate, which is kind of surprising that A, it's higher than Chase Burns, but ever so slightly. But B, yeah, you're talking about this double bubble effect of going up against a lineup that doesn't strike out. So yeah, I like the take there. Yeah, I think he's firmly SP3 for me as well. And then we get into like this weird ass territory. I was looking up the bullpen stuff here, but it looks like they only have the one game. There was some finicky display stuff on Underdog last night too, of only displaying one of the games as well. So I don't know. I think because it was like a makeup game, a lot of the platforms aren't picking up on it, opposed to when it's like a scheduled doubleheader or whatever.
Yeah. Literally like every provider was having issues with that game.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Back to the rankings here, Nez. Now I think this is where it becomes really interesting. We noted the uptick in Rookie Sasaki's velo maybe like 2 or 3 starts ago there. Easy pointed it out in the chat. I poo-pooed on it last week when he was kind of like chalk again. I just don't see it with Roki. I watch a lot of like West Coast baseball when I finally have the time in the evenings there and stuff like that. And I've seen a lot of Sasaki in my life, and it's just, I don't know, man. My eye test just never lines up with what the models see on him. I haven't looked at the models yet today, so I don't know if they're seeing it again with him. But I see him as SP4 here, and I see Colorado like with some power bats in there versus a right-handed arm. And I like the double bubble Colorado side way more than I like the Sasaki side today. What do you think?
Yeah, no, we're in lockstep there, man. I think Sasaki's a big time trap today. I think people see Colorado outside of Coors and want to jam Roki because, yeah, there's this perception that, Roki is turned a corner, and he's still very much up and down. So I like the Rockies a lot today. Roki's not my SP4.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I respect that. I mean, it's just the walks, man, and it doesn't pop in terms of like walk, like in terms of his like walk percentage, and like his BB percent is like just hovering around 10, which is like, not crazy. It's the same as Michael King. You know what I mean? And it doesn't look on the surface that it's an issue, but like those starts when he gets out there and he just doesn't have it and can't find it and doesn't have the command, it's like the peaks and valleys of like all of a sudden there's 5 walks in like an 8 batter stretch. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, he's one of those guys that just like at times can't fucking find it.
Exactly. Right. Like when it's bad, it's really, really bad for Sasaki. So yeah, like you said, it's not even just so much as not liking him today. It's like really liking the Rockies.
Right.
Also, I guess it's both those things.
Yeah, and the Rockies have faced lefties in both the first 2 games. Like, they almost snuck out a win in game 1 of the series. They sneak one out last night. And they're kind of pesky with it right now. We keep talking about them in the top 7 in run scoring and home runs and whatever. And how much of that is the ballpark? How much of that is them actually being half decent lineup? But like, man, Karros has been on fire, even though he doesn't have the handedness here. You get Moniak back in that lineup today, who's their best hitter. Other than maybe Hunter Goodman. Maybe it's a little bit watered down because Hunter Goodman was a late scratch yesterday with wrist soreness. But if he's back in there, man, there's a lot of people I can tell myself a story about at the top end of this Rockies lineup where you're getting a boost to home runs in that park because they have power.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. I'm just going to look up one thing here real quick on Rookie is Pukey in the chat there. He's a very heavy fastball guy. At least he used to be. So I want to see what we got here. Pitch mix to the lefties, 46% fastball, 43 on the whole. Then it's like fastball splitter, and the splitter's like 25% of the time. Okay, that's interesting because Station 19 just saying it's a rough call, like Rockies mash fastballs, and if he's running out fastballs 46% of the time to some of those lefty mashers, yeah, cool.
Yeah, Moniak's gonna take him deep.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot there. McCarthy as well, who's been rock solid. Shout out to Brett for dropping one off at our door. Appreciate you there, my friend. And then yeah, I like the Rockies today. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. So then if we're gonna pass over Sasaki, we got King in a decent place to pitch against Arizona, where we like righties more against Arizona. It does look a little like classic double bubbly here, but I do think I like King a decent amount. Yeah, are we scrolling past that tier, or do you think King's next up for you? What do you like in this next big clump of ADP?
I think I prefer Prelip.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Sell me this pen on Prelip.
I mean, he's facing the Guardians.
Sure. Yeah.
and he's left-handed. So
yep.
Just a dream spot to be facing the Guardians. And he holds his own against righties right now. He's faced a lot of them, and he's done really well against them. He strikes them out 25% of the time. His walk rate, it's getting up there. It's like 9%, but still in a fine spot. And yeah, this is an atrocious Guardians lineup at the moment. Like Chase DeLauder's the biggest threat against him today. Like this seems pretty good for him. A lot of strikeouts available in this lineup too. Yeah, I love Connor Prelip today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I echo the sentiments a little bit. I would take maybe like one love out of there, but I do love the idea of a left-handed pitcher who just had a 10K outing, who we talked about when he first came up there, that like he's got a little bit of pedigree, but he's not like breaking the hashtag models kind of pedigree guy. Yeah, I mean, as long as you fade like David Fry and Rhys Hoskins at the top of that order, who are renowned as lefty killers with an asterisk and in parentheses kind of thing there. I mean, you navigate all these lefties. Can I permission just for like one 3-year long victory lap right now, please?
Go ahead.
Fucking Stephen Kwan, man. Always right, never wrong, just way too early on it. Stephen Kwan sucks at baseball, has always sucked at baseball.
I mean, he's having a bad season. He's having a bad season. He didn't have a great season last year, but
no, he was always overdrafted in the. This is more fantasy baseball related. He was a great top of order contact hitter, pesky fucking guy who never struck out. But in terms of the way you score fantasy points, I was always off of him relative to ADP in all years of the dinger there, and I got dunked on a couple times for it.
You did. You did, but yeah, no, he's no good. And yeah, if he's in the lineup today, that's good news for Prelip.
Yeah, glorified Jung Ho Lee, glorified Luis Arias with a price point that was 10 rounds earlier.
Yeah, I mean, barely, and he's barely, and now he's not even close to their level.
Right, exactly. All right, cool. So Cutter Prelip for Nez there next. And then who else do we like, man? Davis Martin's been pretty strong with it at times this year. And I kind of like offense more in that game than playing Martin and Jake Bennett, but Jake Bennett's been pretty nice with it. We've cited kind of like the Red Sox as a whole since him and Tolley and Early have all been up, and now Early might be toast. I'm not sure if we've got any new information on him yet, but he was having elbow problems. But sorry to derail. Yeah, I think Conley Early sneaking his second opinion. That's never good.
No.
But yeah, this Jake Bennett's been kind of nice with it, and he's left-handed against the White Sox, which means we're kind of only scared of like one or two bats, opposed to being scared of big-time power throughout. Davis Martin looks okay. Urania, like I've been kind of like he's basically just Jose Soriano now. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think next up for me is Urania.
Okay.
In a good park, facing a lineup that doesn't really scare me that much. He had a bad outing two outings ago against the A's at home. But other than that, he's been pretty solid this year, man. Hasn't gotten blown up other than that spot. He actually has decent strikeout stuff. Not that the Rangers strike out that much, but I think Urania is a pretty nice scroll as somebody that like won't kill you, where like I do worry about these other guys' floors that we haven't clicked yet. Okay,
cool. Yeah, dude, I saw Urania and I was like, oh, that's kind of the guy I want to get to. We'll get to another one that I kind of like that Awen hit on the chat, and nobody wants to go to it because of how many runs were scored in that game yesterday. But Urania stood out to me as kind of like, okay, if I'm not getting the top 3 tier or more appropriately the top 2 tier, and I'm punting starting pitching, I'm trying to encapsulate a Michael King fall, or I'm trying to take Urania in the last round.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. And Urania should be there every time.
Yeah. Who would be next for you? Is it fine for Michael King now? I kind of seemingly like him more than you like him. Maybe that's just me falling on historicals and the ballpark there, but yeah, would you take Roki if he falls to the last round here, or is it just kind of out of your pool today?
No, I don't think I want Roki today. I think I want to just avoid that ownership, and I would go to Davis Martin.
Okay, cool. You like Martin more than King?
Yeah, I have like huge concerns about Michael King.
Okay, cool. Okay, well let's discuss that in tandem with why you like Davis Martin.
Yeah, Davis Martin's just been good this season, man. He's just limited runs. He has one bad outing against the Yankees. Other than that, he's been solid in terms of he had a bad outing against the Twins too. Just 2 starts there though, and everything else he just limited runs. And you're not getting a lot of Ks from him. You were early this season, which was like 100% fluky. But yeah, I just don't think that the Red Sox are a huge threat against him today. They strike out a decent amount as well, so like he could find himself in a high K spot again. But yeah, this Red Sox lineup is just not good, and you don't have a ton of concern about him getting blown up. So yeah, I think Davis Martin makes sense as a scroll.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I respect the take, dude. Yeah, we also, I keep alluding to how we might get the suspension at any moment now too, which would really water down that lineup, even though it's righty. But just the fact that like Wilson Contreras is flat out their best hitter. So like you might eventually get the suspension coming there too. So that would make the opposing lineup look a little bit weaker there. Who's next for us there, dude? Talk me through the Michael King concerns.
Yeah, Michael King is just like such a completely different pitcher than he was last year. And I just, facing Marte, Carroll, like these guys that don't strike out, it just gives me a lot of concern in terms of like what are his like range of outcomes. I just don't think that they're I just don't think they're very solid. Like he has decent win equity because of the fact that he's facing Jose Cabrera on the other side. So like the Padres should be able to put runs up on him, but like Michael King strikeout upside is just non-existent this year. One outing of 9 Ks, a couple, like one of 8, and then everything else has just been like so low ceiling for Ks with him this season. I just don't know what's happened, but he just is a completely different pitcher. He's limited some hard contact pretty well, and he's getting more ground balls than he was last year, but I don't like the ceiling for him at all. And I like the ceiling for, like, I think Davis Martin has a much better chance to outscore him. I think Urania does. I think all these guys just like, I just like the range of outcomes way more.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 21% on the K rate, which as notably is down from last year, but not abysmal by any stretch. There, like a 10% walk. His xFIP and his Sierra and his FIP are all higher than his current ERA, so that's a classic Winhurst's negative regression one there. I mean, he's not getting hit overly hard, but like without the Ks, it really does. He's not like getting a ton of soft contact either. Like it's just like he's playing to the ground ball rate now. So he's like a 46% ground ball guy now. He's getting hit hard 31% of the time, but middling contact in that 54 range, where you'd rather see him in like the 45, 46 range. Okay, dude. Yeah, the lack of Ks, and we talk so often like Ks for pitcher is kind of like rushing yards for quarterback on our site, where it's like it encapsulates both floor and ceiling given the scoring format. And with the decrease in K rate and the fact that there's some really good left-handed hitters at the top of that lineup who don't strike out a ton as well. Yeah, okay, dude. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just don't see the ceiling. It's hard to get excited about Michael King for me.
Have you noticed anything pitch mix wise? I've only watched him once this year, so like sat down and watched him, opposed to like just catching him on big inning or something like that. But yeah, have you noticed anything pitch mix wise?
Not really. I would be curious to compare. I haven't compared it to last year.
Okay.
And I would.
It's okay.
I'd be very interested to know what's been different there. But the K rate is down so significantly. It's almost like he just kind of changes his approach almost.
Okay. An hour later, we're talking about Walbert Yuri.
Of course we
Welcome to the show, Eggers. Welcome to the show, baby. It's why we appeal to a niche audience here, man. We go deep down the rabbit hole. Okay, man. Now I think we're gonna finally get to talk about. Let's take King out there because it doesn't sound like you're bullish. Jake Bennett's been good in recent memory and feels like an okay scroll option, but I think I like Christian Scott more, and I think a lot of people are going to be scared to go to Christian Scott. A little bit reverse splitsy in his portfolio, decent prospect pedigree, wasn't very good. He's okay. Let's say okay at the tail end of last year, but then has been halfway decent this year. Man, excluding the last like week or so for the Royals, like the Royals hadn't been really compiling big time runs. Gives you some K upside. Maybe he doesn't go deep enough in the ball game to matter here, but it is, encouraging that we've seen those 90+ pitch outings from him. And the bullpen, man, after going like the 16-12 game yesterday, that was like kind of competitive back and forth. The only arms that look to be available for them today are the big boy arms, like the Devin Williams, the Luke Weaver, the Brooks Raley, and maybe AJ Minter. On the second night, a lot of these other arms out of the pen threw way too many pitches for the Mets there yesterday to matter. So I kind of look at this as like a spot where he could go a little bit deeper than we're accustomed to because they need it out of necessity. And I kind of like him. I just kind of like him. What do you think?
Yeah, no, he's got nasty stuff. It's just like, man, I don't know. I mean, he does have nasty stuff. I'll give you that. It's just, it's hard to not be spooked after yesterday, but they're not going to score double-digit runs again. But I mean, yeah, this is just like a decent lineup, man. Like Carter Jensen's been playing a lot better lately. Cags has been like on fire. Yeah, he's totally fine here. Like, right. Like we're on like SP8 or something like that.
Sure.
So like, he's totally fine here, and he has high K upside, and he's in a good park. Yeah. I like it. I like it as a scroll. I do.
Okay.
I do. Nobody's going to touch it because of like everything I just said. Like they just scored 12 runs, 16 runs yesterday. Like nobody wants to play Christian Scott today. And to be fair, he does have some pretty bad batted ball numbers, but he does have high K upside. And this is a Royals team that, you know, they're very binary in terms of their results day to day.
37.9% hard hit, 43.3% fly ball, which is basically in Chase Burns territory on this slate for the second highest on the slate, other than Jose Cabrera, who we kind of think is just food. And people have been stacking against all season long since he's been in that rotation. But yeah, I'm kind of a little bit enamored with the 28% K rate, which is just behind Chase Burns and Kyle Harrison for highest on the slate there. And, you know, he's at 60 Ks in 49 innings this year. Kind of interested.
Yeah, I get it. I get it for sure.
Anybody else you want to mention in our rankings here?
No, not really. I think we basically covered anybody that I would consider drafting today.
Yeah, McGreevy can't keep getting away with it, yet he keeps getting away with it every damn time. But it's kind of like Nick Martinez, where it's like we don't play it. Like it's just like he's been good this year, and maybe we don't stack against it as much. But like he's been good, but he's not going to break a slate for us, so we don't really care. Like he's not a GPP pitcher.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys know I love Slade Ciccone, but I'll be stacking against him today. And then I've seen, just for general curiosity for everybody's sake, I've seen multiple pitchers listed as starters for the Phillies.
Yeah.
So I've seen Alan Rangel or something like this. Like I don't even know.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen him. I also saw Brad Keller as an opener, but like as a 1 inning guy. And then I also see this Max Lazar. So I don't know what's going on with the Phillies today, but that's going to determine the handedness of some red bats that we want to get to probably.
Yes. I don't know anything about Rangel.
Okay. All right, cool. Leave it at that. So there's your 8 starting pitchers, and it looks like we're not playing Sasaki today and probably not playing Michael King today, even though I'm leaving the light on a little bit for Michael King, more so than Nez. But looks like we want to get to Prelip, Urania. I like Scott a little bit. Nez likes Martin. And then Jake Bennett's been good, and he faces primarily lefties. And he's a left-handed guy that can mitigate some of the left-handed power. I love to see it. Let's rank out the stacks for the people here. Go over to the Ballpark Pal, tap in on the simulated totals here. Twins and Guardians popping, but they were popping the last 2 days as well, and I was kind of a little bit out on that, but I guess I could see it today. Buxton went on the IL, so we don't have to keep worrying about that one. Arizona and San Diego a little bit lower than yesterday. Dodgers are stone cold chalk. Reds are popping here, but that'll be kind of dependent on who the starting pitcher is. Mets are popping for the second day in a row there after putting up 12 runs yesterday. They're probably going to face, they are going to face like an opener situation, and then Dobnik's going to be the guy after Cruz. They're both right-handed, though, so that bodes well for those lefties at the top of the lineup for the Mets. Yeah, dude, what are we doing after Dodgers? Because Dodgers are obviously the top stack again today.
Yeah, I mean, are we just going right to the Rockies or what?
Wow, going straight to the double bubble leverage and just going Rockies lefties right away here. Some of these, switch hitter in Carrig, Moniak back in the lineup as one of my favorite mispriced hitters on the slate. Yeah, maybe we can mix in Goodman if we think he's coming back today. But yeah, man, I'm kind of in lockstep with you. I don't want to steam this stack so heavy that it is like, hey, this is the second best stack on the slate. But when everything's so flat before, there's a lot of things to like about this.
Yeah, Yeah, I just love the Rockies against right-handed pitching, and this is a gas can on the mound here, so it just makes a lot of sense.
I like it, dude. I like it as well. What next for us? Do you think Reds would factor in here?
Yeah, I think so. They were popping for me quite a bit.
Okay. Small park against an opener and or long reliever and or quad A guy, depending on who ends up there. And their back end bullpen arms threw mega pitches yesterday, so like they might not be available either. So that kind of sets up well, even if it is a bullpen game.
Yeah, it does, and it's looking like to be it's right hand, like Rangel's right-handed, Keller's obviously right-handed. So not necessarily like super awesome for the Reds in that regard, but good for Ellie, who over his career has been better against lefties, but this year he's better against he's been better against righties, but this year he's better against lefties. But we'll trust the historicals on that. Yeah, this is just like a pretty fun stack to get to with Ellie, Sal, Blade, Nathaniel Lowe. Reds make sense today, man.
Cool. Respect it, dude. Where are we going thereafter, man? We're talking like through these tiers and stuff that look crazy flat. Are we going back to the well with the Mets from yesterday? I mean, I kind of like a little bit more offense than it sounds like you liked in this Boston and Chicago game there. I put Manny Machado on the cover. I kind of just like always stacking against Jose Cabrera, so it's worked out thus far. Can we go back to the well there, even though it's not a handedness thing? Thoughts?
Where I would go next would be the Mets.
Yep.
Just with this matchup. So you said Cruz opener, and then who was it that we think is going to be bulk?
Let me find it again. I just found it. Randy Dobnik, former Seattle Mariner.
Okay. Dobnik, and
I think it's actually Dubnik.
Dobnak.
Yeah, it's spelt weird, right?
Yeah. He has bounced around, hasn't thrown a whole. Yeah, dude, he's been like out of the league, basically. Seems like he's just been around, but has not been. This looks really, 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 really good for the Mets.
And I know Lindor hasn't been hitting, and people are mad about him not performing yesterday when the whole stack went off there. But like this lineup is a lot longer than it was a month ago. You know, like a month ago, or maybe let's say a month and a half, 2 months ago, like Carson Bench wasn't as good as he has been. Ewing wasn't even up yet and has been good and leading off. You know, Bo Bichette was on that massive, like, why did we even sign him, downswing kind of thing. Polanco was on the IL. Lindor was on the IL. Like this is definitely an improved Mets lineup the last like week and a half, or more notably, even after getting Polanco back yesterday.
Yeah, this is a really nice lineup, man. Good matchup for them today. I am very into the Mets. Anyone
that you like, just more than ADP right now that you want to highlight or pick to click?
I think I would say I'm a big AJ Ewing guy. I didn't get there yesterday, but let's do Jared Young.
Okay. Jared Young got some left-handed pop, might be in the middle of that order. Polanco might push him down a little bit, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's probably going to move down, like you said, but I still like him.
Cool. Yeah. A lot of handedness advantage in this lineup, especially with the switch hitters in Polanco and Lindor. Beatty, Young, all those kind of guys. Like you might only see like one righty in this lineup from this team, maybe two.
Maybe two. Bichette and Alvarez, maybe.
And Alvarez, yeah. Okay. Cool. I like it. Can we go to the Padres next? Because I kind of like the Padres, or do you like the Brewers? We talked about the Brewers lineup getting a little bit longer.
No, we can talk Padres.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Padres a little bit more expensive than usual, but we're all in the Crone zone. Finally, homers last night. Maybe those eyes are working again after the concussion stuff. So if you want to do some of these left-handed guys, I played some Jackson Merrill homer stuff yesterday, moved up in the order, looked like decent CLV, but it didn't end up mattering. Yeah, we talked about Song with the home run, with the stolen base upside at the bottom of that order if you want to do a wrap around kind of thing. Anybody else you want to highlight?
No, I think you kind of nailed it. I'm just where I struggle with this, and I mean, it's definitely not the matchup. It's just like how bad this team has been, and it just feels like a can't miss spot. But I think Jackson Merrill will certainly do his best to prove us wrong in that regard. But no, this is a spot that looks really good. I am getting to a lot of these guys in drafts, just based on how Run the Sim sees it.
Okay.
And yeah, I can understand it. I think Sheets and Cronenworth would be like my favorite pairing there to throw on with like Tatis and Machado.
Perfect. Love it. Next one that I would throw in the ring here is Gaz Covers is saying don't sleep on the Brewers. Bullpen rundown from the Cards, doubleheader yesterday. Expect the good lineup to be in there. McGreevy, 6 innings of only giving up 3 runs, but only striking out 2 is just like written in the fucking stars. But that being said, I'm kind of in on this idea too, man. Like I talked about it off the top that I think this lineup is getting longer. It's getting healthier in the same vein as the Mets are getting. My first couple stacks today were in fact Brewers stacks. Like Rake Bowers, kind of evergreen with me. Like I like the price tag. Garrett Mitchell sat the second one of the doubleheader there. He'll be in there again today. Cheerios popping. Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw these price tags today, and I was like, give me some of these back end Brewers and tack on Terang with it.
Yeah. Shout out to Gaz. Gaz is a Cardinals fan there, so he knows what's up. Former contestant. So you think he can tout from round 1? Maybe got an unfair shake. Like to see him back in the streets there, but no. We are on the record as just thinking that Mike McGreevy is smoke and mirrors, and nothing bad ever happens to the Brewers. Brewers against right-handed pitching is, has always been one of my favorites. Yep. To play with Terang, and Yelich has had his issues, but he still looks good. Rake Bowers, yeah. I'm fully in on the Brewers today. Cool,
respect it, like it. Maybe not a double, triple love like the Connor pre-lip one, but we'll give it a single love. Love. All right. Nezzy, is there anybody else, man? Like Red Sox and White Sox, I keep wanting to go a little bit back there. Like I want to play Vargas again. I mean, he wasn't awful yesterday. We had a couple okay at bats, but didn't produce anything from a fantasy standpoint, despite me being bullish on him yesterday. I don't mind going back to the well, probably leading off against a lefty there. Maybe just playing some of this left-handed power like Willer Abreu. I mean, Jared Duran's been bad for like a month now, except for that one walk-off hit or late in the ball game hit. But I don't know. Can we get to Red Sox now? Can we get to White Sox? Is there anybody else you like today?
I mean, I just don't like the White Sox today.
Okay.
Jake Bennett also on the mound there for the Red Sox. I don't necessarily love that for the White Sox. I think he's been pretty solid. And this White Sox lineup without Murakami, it's just been struggling a little bit. Vargas can always do Vargas things, but I don't necessarily love this game, even though it's like great hitting conditions. I think the one other team I would just talk about is Phillies, and they're not. It's not like they aren't chalk, because like they have very high ADPs today. At least I believe they do, right?
11, 22, and then it kind of falls off. But Harper and Schwarber go most drafts. Schwarber for sure.
Yeah. Chase Burns is really good, but he does give up some fly balls, does get hit pretty hard, and it's Great American Small Park, and it's 80 degrees. I mean, who's gonna do a spit take if Kyle Schwarber hits a home run today? Like
Right.
Nobody.
Nobody.
So it's really those three lefties that I really like, and Schwarber, Harper, and Brandon Marsh.
Okay, cool. Highest fly ball percentage on the slate behind only Jose Cabrera, 44.2%. Yeah, hard to hit, just flirting around 30 with 29.3, but yeah.
Yeah, throw hard, get hit hard. That's really it. I like those three as like strong double bubble today.
Cool, man. Home run to fly ball, yeah, 11%. Okay, cool. I could see it. Next month for the hoops. Yeah, we're doing hoops right after this draft. All right, dude. Let's get in here. Let's talk about it as we draft here. I'm looking at a couple names down here that I was kind of like, that's interesting. Marte just being a little bit buried kind of stood out to me. Jordan Walker versus a lefty kind of stood out to me. Him and Ivan Herrera, who homered yesterday. Cody Clemens and Josh Bell as kind of a skinny stack stood out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Neto plus Trout if we get Trout. So, you're going to get a real big ownership discount. But I said that yesterday and it didn't come to fruition. Maybe it's just me wishfully thinking that Michael Nelson's going to be back soon.
It would be nice. It would be nice to have him back.
All right. We roll the 102 behind our friend Awen. We see Station 991 in here with us as well. See Slade go crazy. We see Polymath, who's always hanging out. And then we see Joe as well. Actually, shout out Polymath, dude. I see him climbing up, I think, in the best in show this week, wasn't I? Oh, maybe he's fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, new week. So
new week. I saw him up there at one point when I was glancing at the leaderboard. But yeah, it looked like he had a pretty good baseball slate the other day, or pretty good baseball ROI the other day.
Man, speaking of baseball ROIs, I'm about to plummet with this Connor Griffin news, dude. Just absolute bummer.
Yeah, going to be on the IL for min 2 weeks, min 4 weeks.
It's going to be like 10 weeks. He's probably going to miss the rest of the dinger season.
Oh, that stings.
Yeah. Really unfortunate. Diving for a ball, and landed on his glove hand and got it looked at after and played through it. Mm-hmm. Didn't get lifted from the game, but yeah.
Nez, do we want to play some Great American Small Park stuff? Do we want to play Juan Soto as 102? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. He's been on fire, and or Chase Burns SP1.
No, I think it's Ohtani, Soto, and then you can do whatever you want.
Okay, sounds good. Soto, number 2 in all of baseball in WRC plus, and he's been on fire.
Soto is good, brother. Soto is very good.
Soto is the best. It's crazy how they just knew how good he was going to be at like 20. Like he was in the big leagues at like 19 or 20. And it was just like, hey, man, come win a World Series in like your second year ever.
Yeah, that was just unbelievable skill set at that age. Like the whole package. I wasn't tapped in on prospects when he got called up, so I didn't even know who he was when he first got called up. It was like, oh, they just called up this like teenager. Interesting. Like, oh, and then like nobody knew who he was in my fantasy league either at the time. So I like picked him up in like my work league. Like, oh, cool. I got like this Juan Soto guy. Not going to drop him like I dropped Cody Bellinger after one bad week like I did the year prior or whatever it was. Turned out to be really good. They ended up having to change the league because it was a keeper league, and they said Soto was too good of a keeper. The league just ended up disbanding.
I have
too good.
Very, very similar story, except for we just abolished keepers in one of them because we had a dynasty league where I got them, and you could sign guys for infinite contracts if they were free agents, and I just signed them for 20 years, like right after his like first year, and you only do earned value. So he was like $1 or something.
Awful system.
Awful system. It was terrible. Fernando Tatis is here if we want it. Kyle Harrison, kind of an end of a tier. Brewers, Rockies. Who do you like?
Tatis, I think this is a pretty sick little GM. You like the Padres a lot.
Yes, I do like the Padres today. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to do just like a Mets and Padres team now. We'll see what Awin does here.
He's probably going to take Muncy and Pajes. Ooh, Sal Stewart.
Sal Stewart, very interesting. Is Kyle Harrison the guy here? Is another Met? Polymath is doing Mets on the other side. He took Ewing. So maybe we need a Met here.
Yeah, that's fine if you want to do that. Lindor, just go back to the well.
Yeah, totally fine with it, man.
Yeah, get an infielder. Don't necessarily block us out of another outfielder.
Yep, I like it. I'm totally fine going back to the Lindor well. I am a little scared that like maybe there's a little power outage with the handmade bone stuff, and maybe it's just like the samples taking a little bit of a time to accrue and see it. But I haven't watched enough Lindor to just be like, oh, I'm noticing something in his swing or noticing that he's, and he's not 100% the guy he once was because, dude, he's just been so rock solid for like half a decade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to just give up on it when everybody else has. Like that makes me want to play him,
Mm-hmm. A couple nice teams being built out here. We see kind of like the ADP team in the 4 spot. We see a little bit of a White Sox plus Bo Sox thing from Station. We see Mets plus Milwaukee cooking over there, which I like.
Padres, you want to do this 2-man thing or no?
Yeah. Let's take the cover boy Manny Machado, even though it's not a handedness thing.
Okay.
Let's take Manny because he's on the cover, and I made the cover 3 days ago and was just like, oh, that's going to be a fun spot.
I mean, I love it. I love it. I mean, you have to follow through.
Merrill is fine. Sheets is more fun. Jared Young is fun, being noted in the chat that nobody's going to draft him.
Yeah, I mentioned Jared Young.
You want Young or Sheets?
Let's do Young.
All right. Jared Young it is. Some left-handed pop. Probably hit somewhere 5 through 7. So it doesn't directly correlate with Lindor and Soto, but if Lindor's in that, 3 hole, maybe it works.
It'll work.
It'll work.
It'll work just
fine. And then we're going to just have to fade Slade here on deciding what he's going to do at pitcher. He does that contrarian Cleveland stack with the double righties, so that's kind of fun. Polymath probably going to do like Benj and Mitchell or something. Oh, Joey Ortiz sighting, hat tip.
What?
Love to see it.
Oh my God. You Joey Ortiz bros make me sick.
Kind of nice with it.
No, he's not.
Look at this man. He's coming to life.
He straight up is not nice with it.
He's coming to life.
Not even kinda. He's gone. He's
man.
A future Rocky.
Future Rocky. Dare to dream. We have poo-pooed enough on Rookie is Poopy Sasaki here. We get your guy Connor Prelip if we want him. We could also do some contrarian Christian Scott with the win equity. Urania, who do you like?
Prelip.
Prelip it is for Nezzy takes. There gets the handedness advantage against a lineup where we're only scared of the lefties, basically. And then Awin is the ADP sloppy, taking the win equity stack in Sasaki there. No Colorado bats got drafted. Oh, sorry. Jake alone. McCarthy got drafted as a one-off. No Colorado bats getting going there.
You really like. I'm surprised at how low they project. You really have to increase their projection big time to get them to show up.
Okay, the models like Sasaki, we like Rockies. Lindor, Machado, Young, Soto, Tatis, and then a Prelip starter. Don't dupe us. I think we're going to do a little bit of a home run pick 'em here, but what I'm going to do first is my hoops guys, my hoopers. Let's get in here to the double dribble. Let's fire it up. $15 price point, 100K. Oh my God.
They were waiting.
This is snap fill. Everybody's been waiting. And we roll the 101. Solved, baby. Solved. This is how
I
it's
wish I
done.
could see Eggers right now in real time. That he's tilting his ass off.
Eggers is in there. Winky is in here. Love to see it. We'll be paying attention to what Winky is doing. Say what up if you are somebody else who made it into the draft with us. Adam Clev's been in all these drafts. Yeah. Josh is in here.
Andy Rodriguez now to the IL, who was a breath of fresh air. It sucks. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Wow, Eggers is already at 25 drafts. Good for you, man. I just wanted to say something off the top, Nez, is one thing I've noticed just about hoops in general, about puck in general. I haven't seen any streams. I haven't seen ETR put out rankings. I haven't, like, this is the difference between football. Is like football is like guys got their rankings ready to go day one, like all this stuff. I'm filibustering long enough so you don't even have an influence on this pick. This is slim joker at 1, and you're not going to talk me into Wemby being higher MVP odds. You're not going to talk to me. Wemby coming off of playing through the postseason, fragile as hell. He's barely going to play 65 games this year. I'm taking Joker. Slim Joker, baby.
No, I mean, I would never tell you not to.
Okay, good. I just didn't want to even have the debate that Wemby was potentially the 1-1.
No.
Okay.
No. It has to be Joker.
Okay, we'll talk about some of these tiers and stuff like that, but just to finish the thought there, because sometimes I just get lost and then never finish my thought, is just, the edges that you can create in these contests are so much more significant than in other sports. There was a nice little tweet from our friend Best Ball Noah, who's going to do a hockey stream with DJ Mitchell. It's just, man, if you're concerned about EV, if you're concerned about winning, like, these niche sports to win at are how you get good. It's like, Cody Main became the showdown guy. Lev became the WNBA guy. We're the multi-sport guys. You could see in the streets right now that the guys who have some footy knowledge are dominating the soccer streets. Jay Baconator, Feed the Freezer. These guys are dominating because they just know a little bit more ball. The most densely competitive games on our site are football dailies, football best ball, and basketball dailies. Like, those are the three. Those are the three most densely competitive. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a very good point, right? Like, if you have, like, this is where you can realize your edge the easiest, I guess, is how I would put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, football, there's so much content, so many projections, so many good players. Yeah, football, very, very tough.
There's also so much variance. Like, we could talk about variance in other sports, but, like, football has by far the most variance. So even to realize your equity is, like, way harder.
Yeah, it's a multitude. It's a multitude of factors there. But man, it's so much fun. It really is.
It is fun. Nez, let's reset our minds for the people here. I really like Eggers' selection of Tatum there. I noted that Tatum was one of the guys that I thought was a little bit mispriced. Also, we've been long time Jalen Johnson believers. I love the wing stuff. I think resetting some of our principles will be helpful for people. The big position, just a little bit more limited this year, but also kind of like a max 3, and you can also do max 2 if you have Joker or Wemby, something like that, or if you do what Adam Clev's start is on the right-hand side there with, like, the Towns Sengun there. Wing then would probably be the next most shallow, and then guard is usually plentiful. Yeah, thoughts?
Yeah, I think if we had Sims for NBA best ball, they would tell you that 4 bigs is fine.
Even with upper echelon ones, or?
Yep.
Okay. Just because you can fill a flex with a big and the way they score on our site?
Exactly. Yeah,
Cool.
I think the Sims would tell you that it's absolutely fine. It doesn't
Okay.
feel good, but yeah, I would bet that that's what they would say, just because of everything you just said. And
Okay.
yeah, maybe with Joker and Wemby, I mean, I don't know that I would do 4 with those guys, but
Mhm.
Any other start that doesn't have Joker and Wemby, 4 bigs might even be like the move to like try to like, shoot as many bullets as you can at, trying to outscore Joker or Wemby that week and or get yourself a nice flex.
Mhm.
To me, I just think makes sense, but I don't have the projections and the inputs right now to, determine that or anything close to it.
Okay. Yeah. Well
Man,
articulated.
I think Paulo Banchero is like very underpriced. That seems crazy that he goes behind like Ahmed Thompson.
Let me think about it in a second here. Let's make our pick here, and then
It
let
has
me
nothing
just.
to do with the quality of basketball player he is. It's just all about fantasy.
No, I fully agree with you there. Booker, Brunson, kind of mean projection-y guys. Brunson also went really long in the playoffs. I'd pound the table for Denny Avdia here, but maybe the usage rate comes down with Ja being there.
I think Ja does hurt him. I would say Kawhi
Okay.
played way more minutes than anybody expected last year, and is
Added the
just
three ball too.
so freaking efficient, man. I'm just like obsessed with Kawhi's game. So, and I think the Toronto's deep enough; they don't have to run him so long. So I do like his outcomes here. Man, I would say Giddey, but we can do Denny because of how thin Wing does get.
Let's do Denny. I love Denny. I think Denny's like the most underappreciated contract in all of basketball. And maybe that doesn't score you fantasy points, but like I think Denny is like so good.
He is. He is. It's just how will his game and Jaws game coincide?
Yeah.
Two very, very
Or
ball
Dame's
dominant.
game.
Yeah, Dame, I think is for sure taking a back seat to those two.
Sure.
But that is another shooter out there. Maybe good
They're
for
still
Denny's
gonna make
assist
some
rate.
moves, man. Portland's still gonna make some moves.
Like roster wise, or
Yes. Yeah. Like they have so much handling and so many like young, like guard kind of like archetype guys, Like they're gonna do something with one of Scoot and Shaden.
you think they keep Drew?
No, Drew's already been rumored on the block, so Drew probably they'd like to get out of that, right?
He's good, right? I
Yeah.
don't think his contract is bad, unless I don't think his contract is bad, is it? I mean, he's a pretty good player.
I thought it was pretty expensive relative to like I don't know. Let's see. I'll look it up here in a second. Yeah, let's talk about some of these other guys in the first round first, or like first couple rounds here. Like Maxey at 11, obviously had some monster games last year, but there could be a lot of squeezing in the air in that Sixers room between like JB, Maxey. If we get full season Embiid, which, is kind of an oxymoron, but there's a little bit of rumors that LeBron might end up there too.
Yeah.
Like there's only one basketball and like they're all fun players and they'd be a very strong team. But like that could definitely be like a let's manage everybody. And like VJ took a huge step forward at the latter half and including the postseason of last year that like, man, don't forget about VJ too. Like there's a lot of players in there that could score fantasy points.
Yeah, they're going to be they could be a bit of a headache for dailies in terms of projecting. I mean, they will be.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Reeves is going to look a lot better. Reeves goes at 36 here. Like Reeves is going to look a lot better without LeBron around. Like we noted those like splits in the daily season there. What do you think about, man, J-Dub? Like obviously misses like almost all of last year, gets hurt again in the playoffs. Huh.
Yeah, I think he's a fine pick. Probably. I mean, you have to assume that he's going to be fully healthy going into the season, just a matter of like staying healthy, but never really had issues about his health prior to last season. So, and they also lost a lot of secondary scoring this offseason. They made
That's
a lot
a
of
good
trades.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they lost Wiggins, re-signed Hartenstein.
ISO Joe, I think, also gone.
ISO Joe gone to the Pistons.
Kaysen's almost certainly gone. Not that he's a scorer, but
he was though. Like in the games where SGA was out and stuff like that, like Kaysen was like ball dominant, man. Like Kaysen tried to be Keaton Wallace for a bit there when they were out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's one less guy on the floor for sure. At the end of the day.
What up, Winky? There's my guy.
What's up, man? Taking notes over here.
Yeah, we're watching who Winky's taking. We liked that Giddy pick.
Yeah, we gifted you Giddy.
Yeah, we thought about it. Dude, some interesting stuff like Duren being here, like as your first big, like UNC's been around for a long time and is a hoops guy. Yeah, like doing that ball plus Duren, that seems pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I like the Garland pick also for Eggers. I think Garland, like every single slate's gonna project really, really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what that Clipper starting lineup looks like right now.
Dude, man, I hate this Cam Boozer price tag. I'll talk about that in a half second.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all.
Like how are the Grizzlies playing basketball any different than they were last year?
Right. Man, crazy to see Zion still here with some wing eligibility. Franz, people forget, was like an MVP candidate before he got hurt 2 years ago. Laurie, we talked about liking Utah. Trey Murphy could still move somewhere.
I like Laurie.
You like Laurie?
Yeah. I think the Jazz are going to be like contending, so that's great for Laurie.
Wow, look at this little pocket of Jazz with Keynote and then Darren Peterson too. Peterson looked so good in the second Summer League game. The first one he turned it over a bunch, but the second game he looked insane.
What do you think about Kyrie, Curry, or DeJounte here?
Based on last year, I'd take DeJounte, but okay. I think I like Curry most. Like Curry could be like that. Cause like, okay, here's my thing with the Warriors. Could they be like the old guys resting a little bit like that? Sure, throughout the season. But like Curry, I don't know, man. They're going all in last kick at the can here.
They are.
He's gonna play, 65 games min as long as he stays healthy. And when he's out there, even if they find, some other ball dominant player to play alongside him, or they make this trade, or they get LeBron or stuff like that, like I don't know, peripherals I think will still be decent for him, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, here's my Boozer bro science, okay? This is maybe no. It's a bad take. It's a bad take. I'm walking it back. Okay. I don't have a good take. Maybe Boozer's just nice with it.
No, I don't think Boozer's like that good of a pick.
Like I just see them like the way Memphis ran their rotation at the tail end of last year, right? When they just shut it down and waved the white flag, and now they have like a more premium asset in Boozer. Like think about the Cedric Coward games last year. 20 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? 25 minutes. Think about how they treated Zach Edey with kick gloves his first year. Then he was hurt last year, then whatever. Like, they're not the organization that just goes like, hey, man, rookie, go in there, have the ball, play 35 every night. Like, they're not going to give him the Cooper Flag treatment, even if he's that level of talent, because the way in which the organization is run. That's exactly. That's my stance. And you know who's like the highest usage suck monster in the whole world? Ty Jerome. And he's going to play alongside him.
Yeah, I just like the minute ceiling is very, very scary. Unless they switch up their philosophy, but I don't see why they would. The roster's still ass. Like,
right.
I don't know.
Wesley
they got
D'Lo now, bro. They got
new
D'Lo.
lottery rules too.
Say again.
Wesley in the chat talked about the new lottery rules as well. I kind of forgot about that. I don't know how that factors into, thinking about the end of the season, but I think he's mostly on the right track there. Like teams do not want to be bottom 3. That's actually the dumbest rule of all time.
Is it official?
I'm not entirely sure.
If
it is, yeah. I still can't get over that is a thing.
Pappy Cool stating the same thing. Huh.
I hate that rule so much, man. You eliminate tanking, and so now the bad teams stay bad. Cool.
Right.
And they can't land any free agents.
Right.
Nice. Because they're undesirable locations.
Okay, it's official. Winky says it's official. We can trust Winky 100% of the time.
That makes that in terms of who that benefits, I think is Randall just going to be a Brooklyn Net the whole season, and he might be the happiest he's ever been. Just he's back in New York.
Yeah,
gets to just hoop. No pressure.
Julius Randle has the most, without the crazy media tour, but he has the most Michael Porter Jr. vibes of all time, where he's just going to be content getting his box score every single night that he plays,
Yeah.
He's just got those vibes.
Yeah, he just wants to shoot the rock.
Right.
That's it.
I don't care about the pressure or chasing rings or being in LA. It's just just let me chill out and go 25-6-4 or some shit like that.
Yeah, he has that stench on him of, playing in Minnesota and being up and down, and people don't like Julius Randle. But yeah, for fantasy, he's going to be super, super fun.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Winky saying he's really high on Randle. Wow, very interesting to see some of these names here. So Club is basically making the stand, and we know Club's been in the streets, obviously. He's always in these drafts early, and he's a hoops guy. But and I think he won the first year, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
And he takes 3 bigs in the first 6 picks there, just noting how thin big is, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how his team ends up, because I just don't know that I would do it that way. But
sure, yeah.
Pritchard potentially with a starting gig here. Zion. Little stacky stack for Eggers. Any positive correlation without the schedule? Do we have a schedule yet? I didn't even look who's playing games in the last couple of weeks and stuff.
Yeah, kind of important.
Yeah, this is all vibes, dude. This is all vibes for us right now. We're just talking hoops, talking guys. It's just fun to have.
You got the 101, so the team's going to be good.
Yeah, it's just fun to click basketball players right now.
It is. It's always fun to click basketball players.
Yeah. Tyler Hero. Is he going to play deep into the season there? Or is that KPJ's music down the stretch?
I think Hero's a great pick. I think Hero should probably be going around sooner.
Hometown
I'm
Hero.
misunderstanding it. Yeah. He's another guy that's going to be in a fun situation for him personally. I think he would love to just shoot shots.
Speaking of shooting shots, there's just no way we're getting out of this draft without me clicking Ja Morant right now. There's a 0% chance.
I don't have a problem with it.
All right, sweet. Bane, kind of a model of consistency, rebuying back into that offense that we saw in the postseason there. Harper was amazing in the playoffs. Is there more of an expanded role for him? PG, is he going to play more than 50 games? Do we need another big?
No,
here?
Not yet. I mean, this is a good big range. I think I'd go guard. We got a really strong wing room. Could go Paul George, but I think Harper or Nah for me.
All right, let's take Harper. You really think Harper's a better pick than Desmond Bane?
I just don't. I don't like the Desmond Bane inconsistencies. And I think Harper has an expanded role incoming for sure. They have to play him more. Mm-hmm. He was so good. He's like, he's better than Castle.
He's a better offensive producer than Castle. I'm not sure he's a better basketball player, but like if the ceiling breaks right, Harper would be in the Castle range. But
you don't need a whole, like what you need for Harper to break right is like more minutes, and he's almost certainly going to see them. He's so efficient. He's so efficient.
Okay. All right. I mean, we were Harper guys throughout the year, so
yeah,
I respect it.
Adam in the chat saying he lost service. I mean, no need to apologize for your draft, man, but you can land the plane still.
Oh yeah, with the big, he probably wouldn't have taken another big. You mean?
Yeah.
And
who knows when? Yeah, maybe he didn't even want to do that start, which I don't. I like that start. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm. We can talk about this one now because UNC finally someone clicked him.
My God,
Kobe White,
dude. Such a smash.
Yeah,
such a smash. I think his 80, like where he goes there, is totally fine. It's hard for him to, I think, kind of move up further than that. But I think on a slate to slate basis, I'd probably take him over Pritchard and Derek White. Like I don't think I'll take much Pritchard or Derek White.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Just the way that team is currently set up, like he's gonna have a lot of fun. Kobe White, you know?
Yeah, Kobe White's a volume chucker and like a really streaky basketball player, and I'm not sure how that merges with like, Con being the better of the two shooters. But if he learns to be like the distributing handler and absorb some of that LaMelo assist rate stuff and tick down the shot volume ever so slightly, and he becomes like the third option and he's deferring as a handler to, like, they obviously have a plan. Like they traded for him, they re-signed him, and they got rid of Melo. But like in terms of like volume scorers on that team, that team's kind of fun. I didn't really get the thesis in getting rid of Melo, but kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean they're just hitting the reset button and building around that young core that they have. I mean, Kobe White is like for sure the third option.
Mm-hmm.
Has Con to distribute to, Brandon Clark as well, Brandon Miller as well. Yeah, fun team for fantasy, man. Because like Moose is like way undervalued.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Kobe White went way ahead of ADP. That is annoying. Like where his ADP is, he's a smash. Where he goes there is probably like fair value because he's going to play like 32, 34 minutes a night. When Kobe White gets those minutes, he's like a one fantasy point per minute player with some ceiling to go over that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Some good stuff in the chat here. Like, wonder what the new look offense for the Magic will look. They also weren't like fully healthy, like at basically any point other than the start of the season last year and a little bit of the playoffs there. So like we kept noting how much ISO ball they played. Like they were playing so much like isolated possessions despite having so much talent to like move the ball around there. Edie for Eggers there. I mean, Edie, people forget, had some monster games, and RIP, Brandon Clark, good Canadian kid.
Once upon a time, my highest drafted player in this contest. Gone too soon.
Higher or lower 35 games played for Jimmy Butler this year?
I don't know. And the Achilles recovery's gone a long way. They said he's gonna be back. Like, well, I forget what the timeline is. It was like low key bullish.
Okay. We could do a little stacking here, dude. This is kind of fun. Take IQ. I love IQ. Take it alongside Kawhi, and then take Kristaps alongside Curry. Who do you like?
You can do IQ, I suppose.
You don't like IQ? What's wrong with IQ?
He's fine.
What if this year's IQ is IQ?
This is a pretty sick guard range here.
Yeah.
I like Hart, and I like Ryan Rollins.
Yeah, you're not going to get me to click Ryan Rollins in our first draft of the year. I would take KPJ in a heartbeat over him.
KPJ is not good.
KPJ is so fun for fantasy.
But he's not good, and he's like very, very liable to just like not play down the stretch.
Yeah.
Like, did you see his contract?
No, I did not.
It will shock you how much money he's being paid. It will floor you. Like, given how much money NBA players make.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. Spot track Kevin Porter Jr. 2 years, 10.5. Yeah. So like, and he picked up the player option for this year at $5 million. So he's still on the bad boy, naughty boy contract where we signed him at a discount relative to his age and his ability because he was a naughty boy.
Yeah, he's a Brooklyn net ass player.
Mm.
Rollins is like their future.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, KPJ sucks and they hate him. Okay. Where does Fears go? Rolly Doinks is asking. I doubt he's gone yet. Let's see. Fears has an ADP of 100. I mean, that Fears one's going to look better if they move off of Trigger Trey, right?
Yeah, which it seems like they will, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
DeMar DeRozan goes at 99 there. Like, I don't really see the ceiling anymore for him, but he's going to give you usable weeks, especially if he lands somewhere half decent and plays like 28 minutes a night. Like, there's rumors with Miami. There's rumors with Toronto. Like, both those seem really good to me.
Who?
DeRozan.
Well, where we don't know where he's going.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's fine because of like the unknown, and he'll probably rise once he gets on a team. Yeah, it's probably fine given the wing shortage that exists. I mean, OG, I think is just way mispriced though. Like, why is he down there? We didn't need a wing, so we didn't have to take him. But how is he not going like ahead of all those guys in the 8th round? I don't know.
OG?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Jaime Hawkes, I'm a slappy. I like that pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is kind of like a tier break at wing here for sure. Egger said over on the 40 games because it was an ACL, not Achilles. But
I'm trying to find the timeline. I think it's been 5 months.
the Warriors
he suffered that injury 5 months ago, so that was in February.
The Warriors are going to move off of him.
Dude, why? They gave him how? They gave him a shitload of money. Nobody wants it. He's theirs.
Yeah. They were trying to move
so much money.
Yeah, they were trying to move it for the AD stuff and flip money for injury prone old guys.
That is like so rude to just like think that Washington would go for that.
Right.
That is absurd. That's just how Golden State moves though. They're assholes.
Okay, Winky's saying he thinks most of the Bucks are in a void. They have so many guards and that Rollins isn't their future.
I strongly disagree. They love Ryan Rollins, and he's very good. Like, maybe not for fantasy. Like, he's fine for fantasy, but Ryan Rollins took an insane step forward. Like, they are very happy with him.
Pretty good defender, too.
Exactly. Like, he's not
Igor
Giannis,
Demon.
but like, wow, Dillman.
This is cool. Daron Sharp going at 104. Like, we talk about him being a rates monster. I don't know if he can maintain being a rates monster with Randall and MPJ.
Well, no Nick Claxton there kind of.
But no Claxton, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That
Bobin
kid-
saying the aggregator saying the Pelicans don't intend to move Trey. I guess I could see that too, because it's like, how many of these teams have their roster set with like, the apron rules? Like, it's probably really tough to make a move at this point after you got your rookie deal signed and everything.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know enough. John Collins, man. We're doing John Collins all over again here.
John Collins feels like a Piston, so that makes sense.
He does just feel like the Tobias replacement, huh?
The Vooch homecoming is so funny to me.
Yeah, let's think about this. Man, Keyshawn George kind of nice. No Peyton Watson. Wiggins is fine, but
Suggs?
yeah, Suggs has some ceiling.
I do think we do need a guard here. Like Ty Jerome here too. Does he play more than 20 minutes a game this season?
With his usage, it doesn't fucking matter. You can play 20, buddy. We'll take it. Maybe the usage rate comes down this year.
I like Colin Murray Boyles.
Dude, I love Colin Murray Boyles, and I think he could be like really effing good. I just don't know how good that is for fantasy,
Yeah, I think we just we go like hyper fragile with these wings.
Okay, and take Ty Jerome then?
Yeah, and try to shoot some ceiling and mix and match.
Are we done at guard with 7? Probably.
I don't know. We have 5 more rounds after this. Or 5 more rounds. Isn't it 16 rounds?
Wings and bigs from here on out, I think. Yeah, 16 rounds.
Like, no wing that we draft here is going to start for us.
I don't know, man. Like, you think that now, but then like you get like a Kawhi 3-game week and he only plays one of the 3 and one of them's a back-to-back or something like that. And then you get a high usage wing in the last round here who, fills in for a guy. Like, think about the full 3 weeks of ceiling from Peyton Watson, where he was going in like the first round of like our fantasy drafts of our daily drafts. Like,
that's true.
If you look at cumulative scoring over the course of the season, like, nobody down here is going to give you 3,000 fantasy points or 2,800 fantasy points, but like they could give you some monster ceiling weeks.
Yeah, I just feel like looking at this team, keep the change, man. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who. Man, I can't believe it went that high. That's wild. I think we'll see what comes back to us. What 144? All right, I'll start to look at that range and broadcast all the good players that could be taken away.
Mm-hmm. But think about how high we were drafting Dylan Brooks on certain slates last year.
Yeah,
and he's
I
just
like
down
him.
here. And he gets like 50 fantasy points, 38. Like then all of a sudden, like 4 cumulative games from a guy who doesn't really miss games, who, would, in terms of like missing back-to-backs and stuff like that, like until Dylan Brooks got injured. Like, dude, Dylan Brooks was like a super usable asset even in the daily streets. Like,
yeah, mostly without Jalen, but still a nice pick there at that range.
Yeah, they had a couple weeks where like Jalen Green was out there too, but he was only playing like 20 or 25, and then Brooks was still good.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where Colin Gillespie's going here, dude.
He's cheap. Don't say his name too loud.
Yeah. I'm going to start scrolling here just out of general interest. Bias, the sell. Dude, Najee Marshall lost me the dog bowl, but like he definitely had like some big time weeks.
And then like went off the next slate that he was on.
Dude, he went off on every single slate for a month. Then the one game they decided not to start him. The one time that kid was like, nah, you know what? We'll switch it up on a random Sunday night and not start Najee Marshall for the first time in fucking forever. And then he puts up 8 goddamn fantasy points. All I needed was like a mean projection, like 16 fantasy points. People forget this because Gumby just tells everybody he won the dog bowl. Like, I should have won the fucking dog bowl, but I don't talk about it anymore.
The worst part is that I was like, I kind of like Najee Marshall tonight. and you weren't going to draft him.
I was going to take Gafford, and Gafford went off that game. And Gafford wound up starting. But it was between him and Najee. And at that point, Cooper Flagg had a Q tag too. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Najee kind of interesting, though. I mean, this Mavericks team is going to be bad. But, wow, dude, I just look at this Derek Lively update. He's still not ready to run. As of like last week. That's not good.
No, that is not
so good. For their big guys, it's Gafford, Najee Marshall. I don't know anything about this rookie that they drafted. They got Santi Aldama listed as a big. Santi might play a ton.
Oh, Santi. Yeah, I mean, he can also play the 4 too, right? Like him and PJL. People are talking about PJL being a target for like some of these contending teams that need wing depth. Mainly the T-Wolves, like T-Wolves and PJL. That's kind of like a match made in heaven if you can absorb some of the money.
For Mamu being a wing is probably the most hilarious positional thing that I've seen. He's not a wing, right? Wasn't he like backup to Pirtle?
Yeah, they basically had like a 5 rotation of like Pirtle, Mamu, and then Colin Murray Boyles at times.
Hartenstein would have been like a decent second big to flex. But Santi's here, so is Pirtle. I like Jeremy Grant as well for a guard.
Let's take Pirtle because we've done a little bit of a Toronto thing. Maybe that actually negatively correlates, to be honest. Basketball being different than other sports, but
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it correlates on a season long, but on a game to game. Yeah, on a game to game level, it definitely negatively correlates.
Yeah.
Drew could get moved on. Keyshawn George is kind of fun. Flemings is more Atlanta guard depth. I forgot about that. What about Tari, dude? We love the Terror Twins back in the day.
Tari or Jeremy Grant? I think Grant's pretty interesting.
Jeremy Grant hasn't stayed healthy in 10 years.
Dude, he played. Those are decent minutes.
Tari.
All right. Here's the reason why you should have taken Jeremy Grant.
Okay.
Because he's extremely cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And his 2 outs are that the Grizzlies don't run their bullshit this year.
Sure.
And now he's playing more and has like a pretty strong offensive role, or he gets traded.
He's impossible
Not that he's going to get
trade.
Is he that impossible to trade?
Yeah, I think his contract was like one of the worst in the league. He was like 5 years, 160 or something. Dude, he has a player option next year at age 33 for $36 million that he's going to exercise wherever he wants to go.
He's going to think about it.
Yeah, he's going to think about it. Jeremy Grant got the fucking bag, dude. 5 for 160 for Jeremy Grant.
For every Denny, there's a Jeremy.
Oh my God, dude. How did Memphis agree to this shit?
What did they get in return? They had to have gotten a lot in return.
Okay, hold on. I want to look at this from a macro lens of like how many games.
Oh, this is the Jaw trade.
Yeah, it was the Jaw trade. Yeah. Dude, Jeremy Grant. Okay, so Jeremy Grant signed the deal in 2023 at age 29. I think that was the previous regime. Okay. So 2023. He played 63 games, 54, 47, 57 in those years since. He's like a he was like a 24-2 guy, and now he's like a 14-2 and 3.5 guy. Like, what the fuck is Jeremy Grant getting $160 million for? That's crazy.
Wow, man.
Can't find wings, man. Can't find wings. Wing scarcity.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, that's crazy. Wild. All right. Winky's saying that DeMar's an awesome pick. Never misses games. Can pick to go wherever he wants. He's going to take like that minimum on a winning team.
I tend to agree with him there. I do
Yeah,
like that.
that's a good point.
Yeah. And there is something for like the cumulative scoring and whatever. I actually also saw him take Maxime Renault. Dude,
Yeah.
that's kind of fun, especially if the Sabonis rumors are kind of true too. Like obviously he can play backup 5 and play like 20 minutes a night. And we saw ceiling from him at the tail end of last year when he was like getting full-time run there. And they were only running like those 7 and 8 man rotations, like him and Precious just like cooking, right? But like Maxime Renault, if they move on from Boner and like Sabonis had some rumors. I don't know why Toronto would do it, but there were some rumors about him going to Toronto. Like, that's pretty crazy. Like that would be like 2 birds, 1 stone. Like he's probably a better pick than Zach Edey. Like if that happened.
Yeah, who the hell would trade for Sabonis, man? It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like obviously he's a fine player, but like not you need to have like the perfect setup to win with him.
Yeah, like bad defender, he's a usage suck on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of Sabonis, Hallie going at 22. Hallie's been playing 5-on-5 apparently.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Klingon and Queen going like in the 50s and 70s. Queen had some monster ceiling games and stuff, and they have every incentive in the world to make him hoop out. Khalil Ware at 91. They can't run double big with like him and Turner. Turner's going to be trade rumors for the 20th year in a row.
Yeah, the Bucks are kind of a mess.
Ade Mara. I don't even know who that is. Must be a rookie pick this year.
Yeah, isn't he from Michigan? He's a big dude. Like kind of a steal for OKC.
Dude, this is the only guy I had queued up on the side. My French boy. Behringer, Joan.
Yeah, right now Joan looks like a nice pick.
Dude, he was like popping in those games at the tail end of the season last year when he was going to play full. Like he had like a 60 fantasy point outing in one of them.
God, those are the dark days.
That's when I thrive. When nobody else is paying attention, everybody else has quit. That's when I get to thrive. Okay, let's go big first.
You want to? Okay.
Gafford?
Probably.
B-ball Paul? Mitch Robb only plays 20 minutes. Precious being a big? He had some monster games.
Yeah, Precious is interesting.
You like Precious more than Gafford?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, like, kind of.
Okay. I forgot that Memphis got beef stew as well. Forgot about that. Kalkbrenner, Time Lord, baby. And now a wing. Never Balil Koulibaly. Champagne had a really nice playoffs. Gigi Jackson. You know I love Gigi Jackson.
You do. Not Herb.
Not Herb. Keldon, 6th man of the year. Naismith. Jarris Walker had some big games. Who do you like?
Gigi
Jackson, baby. I can't quit. Can't quit Gigi.
Memphis
Dude,
is a mess.
When we're looking for guys back here, though, like just think about the replacement value guys that like spike in projections. Like if you guys are doing this, like look like Phil Pawski and Nurk, like those guys project like monsters when they get the job, right? Like that's how you make it into your lineup in best ball. It's not like staying healthy all year and being cumulative scoring. Like that's nice to like, you need a balance of these players, but like Jakob Poeltl like gives us like what, 2 50 burgers a year, maybe 1 50 burger now that Kawhi's there and stuff. Whereas like Nurk, man, like Nurk went like double for like 5 straight games, like damn near triple-double shit, like scoring 60 fantasy points every outing. Like Filipowski at the end of the year when like Nurk was hurt and Kessler was gone and like whatever, those Filipowski games where he was playing like 38 minutes, like that's all that lives in my head when we're selecting these like end guys.
Yeah, and now that we have these new tanking rules, it really kind of muddies the waters a little bit. Not that we had a great idea of who was going to be tanking and who was going to be playing at the end of last year, but yeah, I mean there are guys that pop up and out of nowhere and end up being big time usage guys depending on the situation.
Like I just like fast forward my brain to like when's the finals for this, like March something. Finals that helps. Weeks 22 and 23 of the NBA season. You got it?
I'm working on it.
But like, you think about these guys that like just absolutely explode when they're high usage guys in like, short rotations for like 2 weeks or like a week, because the finals are 2 weeks, but they're scored in week increments. So it's like you get 3 games of like those dumpster fire games of like Memphis versus Utah or whatever, and they're both running like 8-man rotations. Like who the hell are we going to play? It's like, oh man, we're jamming Nurk, we're jamming Filipowski, right? Like those are the guys that can score for you, but you got to get there first.
Yeah. The finals are the last week of March and the first week of April. So 3/23 to 4/05.
That's like just for like human interest sake, I'm gonna go back to the NBA calendar of that point last year.
Oh my god, that was so gross.
What were the dates? March what?
23rd.
Okay, March 20
is when it starts.
Okay. Here's a random Wednesday night on March 25th. Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Scoot Henderson was the leading scorer for Portland, had 23. Ryan Rollins had 36. Guy Santos had 31 points against the Brooklyn Nets. That was in the Guy Santos legacy run, where Guy Santos was getting picked like 10th overall for like 2 weeks,
Those were dark times, brother.
But that's when this game's played. G.G. Jackson, leading scorer, scored more points than Wemby against Wemby in that matchup. G.G. Jackson, 20-point night. I just think like when we're drafting right now, we lose sight of like how crazy chaotic the NBA is and how strong replacement value is.
Yeah, it's just like, and you just need a crystal ball, man. and then you know who to draft in best ball. That's the hardest part.
Like B-ball Paul, man. What if they move Duren and then B-ball Paul just gets to score 50 fantasy points like 3 nights in 1 week,
Then
like Ron Holland would be lucky to start 3 games. What position do you want to end with here? We have a 7-5-3.
Guard or wing? I don't think a big makes sense.
Okay. Malik Monk, they're still trying to get rid of. Anthony Simon's got a little bit of money. Cam Thomas doesn't have a team. Bradley Beal doesn't have a team. Cam Spencer. Jalen Tyson had a couple games here and there.
Aaron Wiggins? New Atlanta Hawk?
Aaron Wiggins, the 5th guard on their team. He's got spike ceiling, though. I'm here for it. They have so many guards on that team. But Aaron Wiggins definitely has that spiky profile at times.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was one of those guys where it's like if you get 3 injuries in front of him, he could give you a 40 burger. Aaron Wiggins, let's see. Okay, I don't want to close this window because I just want to look at how chaotic the NBA can be in that window. but Atlanta has how many effing guards? Because they got CJ McCollum too, right? They have CJ, Dyson, Nah, Wiggins, Kispert, Shea, who can play like the 3-4, but mainly they got Devin Carter. They got Keaton Wallace. Yeah, they got a lot of. I guess Aaron Wiggins probably shouldn't be a guard. He should probably be a wing in our scoring system, because he'd probably play small forward and be a direct backup to whatever the rotation they do with Dyson, Wiggins, and Shea is. They also got Buddy Hield on that team still.
Yeah, he's
all right, just for fun. So March 27th of last year, Friday night, middle of the playoffs. Okay? Middle of the finals of this. Just to remind people how crazy the NBA is, Marvin Bagley was the high scorer for Dallas. You know what I mean? Josh Minott was the highest scorer for Brooklyn. Oh my goodness. Dude, OMP had 31 points for Memphis. Max Strus was the highest scoring player for Cleveland, going up against his former team, Miami. Naismith, JJJ in a 128 point game for Miami. JJJ was their high scorer. Like, it's a good reminder, good mental reset of like, this is when the playoffs are. If week 17 is all that matters, like with these back end picks, we got to be thinking through the lens of like, who goes nuke with contingent upside, you know?
Yeah. It's not a fun time of the year to be thinking about in July. Like like it's like impossible to predict, but your point is correct though. Like, these are the guys that we are not drafting that are getting big time minutes.
Right. Like Jarris Walker was a monster. Like Keldon was 6th man of the year, gets a little mean projection. Like, dude, remember Rasheed Fleming 3 weeks? You know what I mean? Anthony Melton had a couple nice weeks. They never let the minutes get up high, but if he's fully healthy this year, he can fucking cook.
Yeah, you'll never get off the Melton train.
He's so nice with it. TJ, he might be a little too long in the tooth, and they never let him play over like 20.
Yeah, no, he's never gonna get there.
All right, dude. Our very first double dribble is in the books. We ruined a 101 pick with an 853 here. Curry, Morant, Harper, quickly. Hart, Suggs, Ty Jerome, Aaron Wiggins, Kawhi, Denny, Lowry, Tari Eason, Gigi Jackson, Jokic, Pirtle, Achua. So really weak big room, but it's anchored by the fact that Joker's going to score every damn week for you, and Joker is the Joker's slim Joker now, dude. So that team's nasty. Really strong wing room at the top there. Maybe Denny Avdia's usage gets cut into a little bit. Maybe Kawhi doesn't have to play as many games as last year, but he was hyper efficient and he wants to end his career in Toronto, so they're going to do their best for there. Tari Eason and Gigi Jackson just evergreen with us. And then Harper, maybe he takes a step forward this year. IQ stays healthy. Pretty solid guard room, but no guy who's going to be in there every damn week like Luka or something when he's healthy.
Yeah, and I think that's why you take 8, Yeah. You just spray and pray, but this is a really good team. Like, I think this team's actually very good, and that's just how it goes whenever you land Joker. Like, your team is just so good when you get Nikola Jokic, because you just don't have to take any big detours. You can just slam it home at wing and guard.
Yeah.
It's a cheat code, to be honest. They should just make him a wing.
Yeah, I'm just looking at make them all wings just so that it makes the game more fair.
Yeah.
Make everybody a guard. Position.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, some very interesting and creative builds out here. Like the Wemby team, still ended up taking 4 bigs, but they were all of like the punt variety from round 12 onward, which makes a lot of sense to me there. You see like the 3 bigs early with like Sabonis, Klingon, Queen, and then just shut it down. Clev did the double big to start. Obviously would have pushed it a little bit further than Sar there if his phone didn't crap out on him. Embiid and Chet as like kind of like ceiling bigs in the middle round, but also could miss, time throughout the year because they're kind of fragile. But then you layer down with Zinger and Wendell Carter Jr. is kind of just, mean projection guy at the back end. Very interesting, man. It's very interesting how the roster construction comes together.
Yeah. I think he landed the plane there. But yeah, it's you certainly like draft capital, like any basketball tournament, matters so much in terms of roster construction. So yeah, it leads you to a lot of very different builds depending on where you're at on the board and everything. These drafts are super fun, man. Thanks to everybody sharing their alpha in the chat to kind of help us get acclimated here. Because there's so much edge if if you're in the weeds on this stuff. Yeah.
I kind of regret not taking B-ball Paul at the end because like in the same vein that Winky was saying, if like Turner gets moved or who was the other one that he noted in there? Sabonis gets moved, then Maxime Renault and Ware take a big step up. B-ball Paul is the other one where he could be on the other side of a Duren trade. Maybe that means they would bring Sabonis in because there was rumors about like a Kings Duren, but I don't know really why you'd want to move off Duren, especially when he's as young as he is, just from like a roster standpoint. But like, man, their big room would be thin thereafter.
Moving off Duren because he didn't have a good playoffs would be absurd.
Right. Yeah. But maybe they saw that like, hey man, this is a winning formula in the regular season, but not a postseason winning formula. I don't know.
Yeah, so you just get rid of them and then make your front court just awful.
Yeah. Or like more scoring prominent because you have like good on ball defender stuff with like Asar and you just go for like a big depth scoring. I don't know. Fun stuff, man. Thank you for everybody who joined here. Detroit fans are terrified he signs a max, I guess. People wouldn't have thought that before the playoffs, though.
Exactly.
Yeah. Winky for sure, man. We'll get a double dribble show going soon, and All-Star break's coming up. I'll slide the DMs. Yeah, we'll get something going here so we can get some real alpha. Instead of the boys just bullshitting around. But pretty fun to bullshit around and click on basketball players right now. Been a lot of fun there. Pretty cool first go for us. Let's do it, man. Let's tie a bow on it there. We'll be back tomorrow. Good luck to everybody in the baseball slate there. Good luck to good luck to, I was going to say World Cup stuff, but we're on pause from World Cup. So just baseball to draft today and people doing the football stuff. So we'll do football in the morning tomorrow or in the early slot. And then we will follow up with members only redirect to baseball there. And then Nezzy Takes will be on his own for Friday. I have not forgot about my Puck Bros, but maybe either Friday morning or on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week with the All-Star break. We're going to need something to draft and maybe I can get some guests on and stuff. Our guy Matt Moods is on vacation until the 13th. So we'll wait and see here. But Puck Bros, Basketball Bros service today. Puck Bros will be serviced in the future there.
The Puck Bros are legion, man. They are hungry for the content. So you gotta give them what they want, brother. Did they change up the roster constructions this year, or was that last year?
No, they changed it up again this year. They changed it last year and then they changed it again this year. So I think we added a flex, but I don't know. I'm not fully prepped. I haven't done one yet, so we'll see.
Cool. Change is good.
Change is good indeed. Yeah, GA saying Bernard got hurt. He got hurt in a skate out here, like a practice skate in Burnaby there. So,
Yeah,
great.
John. Connor Badust, brother.
Connor Badust. What a way to end the show. Connor Badust. All right, guys. Everyone's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace. Appreciate everybody being here.